Earlier this morning, I showed you guys a video of Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance being asked what his ideas are to lower the cost of child care in this country, daycare. He was asked what his plans were to reduce the cost of daycare, and he came up with two options. Option one was have your grandparents or your children's aunts and uncles watch the kids to save you money. In other words, push your kids onto your family members for free so you spend less money on taking care of your kids. And his second option was lower the standards to certify and qualify people to run daycare centers so that we could have more daycare workers in this country, which by definition would be less qualified to watch your kids. So have your family watch them for free, or let's have less qualified daycare workers in the country so we can have more daycare workers who are less qualified. And this person here leaves this comment. Again, you trash talk the right. Doesn't matter what they do or say. What has your party done to lower the cost besides talk about shit they are going to do? Once again, one can only assume Google is down in your town. Biden-Harris administration announces new rule to reduce costs for more than 100,000 families receiving child care subsidies. Today, the Biden-Harris administration's U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, through the Administration for Child and Families, announced a new rule that would reduce costs for families that receive child care subsidies and improve options for families. This final rule delivers on the executive order on increasing access to high-quality care and supporting caregivers signed by President Biden in April of 2023, which directed HHS to reduce child care costs and improve child care payment practices. The changes make much-needed updates to the Child Care and Development Fund, which is the nation's largest funding stream to help families afford child care and improve quality in child care settings. Key updates to CCDF include reducing costs to families. The rule limits the amount that families pay to 7% of their household income and makes it easier for states to eliminate co-payments for children in households below 150% of the poverty level, families that have a child with a disability, and other vulnerable families. The rule makes it easier for families to find childcare that meets their needs. The rule requires states to make timely payments to child care providers and better cover the cost of providing care, common business practices or practice that will make it easier for child care providers to participate in CCDF and will help stabilize their operations. And then, of course, you have these Democratic members of Congress, Scott, Clark, Murray, Sanders, and others, introduce a bill to extend vital child care funding and save millions of families' child care spots as funding cliff looms. Today, Representative Robert C. Bobby Scott, Democrat of Virginia, ranking member of the House Education and Workforce Committee, joined House Democrat Whip Catherine Clark, Representatives Rosa DeLauro, ranking member of the House Appropriations Committee, Representative Susan DiMaggio, I know I'm saying some of these names wrong, so forth, so on, blah, 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 and Senator Bernie Sanders, chair of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee, in introducing the Child Care Stabilization Act to extend vital federal child care stabilization funding, which is set to expire at the end of this month, and ensure that child care providers can keep the doors open and continue serving children and families in every part of the country. During the pandemic, it was Democrats that answered the call of parents and provided and invested $39 billion into our child care system, not Republicans. So there are a couple of things that my party has done to help lower child care costs. Now, your turn. What has the Republican Party done to help lower child care costs other than suggest you push your kids off onto your family members for free, or we reduce the certification qualifications for child care workers, making sure that more unqualified people watch our children? I answered. Now you.